Hey, what is going on, you cheesy Truby? Before we get into this Rapid Strike Malamar list and talk about what makes Rapid Strike Malamar so good in the Brilliant Stars format, I want to let you guys know if you need some codes, the place to go is fullgripcodes.com. Whether you be playing on PTCG Live or PTCGO, if you need to build some decks and you need some codes to build some decks, which by the way, if you get some codes and you put them on PTCG Live, it's really easy to build decks no matter what set you get. So you could even get like Evolving Skies codes, like 15 cents, or Burning Shadows codes, 13 cents. And you can just get like a ton of credits and then use those credits to build the new cards. So you don't actually have to even pull the new cards on PTCG Live. But yeah, if you guys need codes, whether you're playing on PTCGO or PTCG Live, go over to fullgripcodes.com and get your codes, build the decks. And let's get into this Malamar deck and let's talk about the list. And let's talk about more so than the list. Let's talk about why it's so good in the Brilliant Stars format. The number one card we're going to talk about is the Cynthia's Ambition. Draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw until you have 8 cards in your hand. Now, before Cynthia's Ambition, this deck was playing a lot of Bruno, and Bruno shuffled your hand in your deck, and you drew up to 7 cards. That extra 1 card makes a huge difference in Malamar, because of course, if you don't already know, the Malamar's attack is 40 damage times the number of Rapid Strike cards in your hand. So even just drawing 1 more card, whether even with the Bruno beforehand, if you already got the knockout, having that extra card to be able to have an extra Inkay in play or be able to have an extra Sobble in play makes a huge difference for your following turn. So that 8th card that Cynthia gives you access to for your turn is a huge deal and really levels up this deck to a whole nother level, to be honest. That 1 extra card, and it's just 1 extra card, is a huge factor. Now, this is the Inteleon build, and I have been trying out the Cinccino build, and I'll probably come at you guys with the Cinccino build and my thoughts on whether I think the Inteleon or the Cinccino build is better. But this is the Inteleon build, so 4/4 Malamar, of course. Then we have the 2/2 Octillery in this build. We play a little bit thicker of an Octillery line in the Cinccino build because we do play less Rapid Strike cards overall. Because in this build, we also have the Sobbles that are Rapid Strike cards. The Drizzles are not Rapid Strike cards. We only play 3 of those because otherwise they kind of clog down the hand quite a bit. Because they're not Rapid Strike cards, so we can't like shuffle them back to the deck. 2 Quick Shooting Inteleon, which are a huge deal for our damage output. Not only does Quick Shooting allow us to put more damage in play, but then we can scoop up net that, Quick Shooting Inteleon and then hold the Sobble and hold the Inteleon, or hold one or the other, and then do plus 40 damage to the attack of Malamar with the Rapid Strike Tentacles. And then 1 Shady Dealings Inteleon. And I found this thing to be a super huge impact for kind of the same reason as the Quick Shooting Inteleon, but what we can do is we can go Shady Dealings on a Drizzile, get 2 trainer cards that are Rapid Strike cards out of the deck, and then scoop up net this Inteleon, hold the Sobble, put the Shady Dealings Inteleon down on another Drizzile, Shady Dealings, and grab like a Scoop Up Net and another Rapid Strike trainer card, and then Scoop Up Net this Inteleon, hold the Sobble, and get huge one-hit KOs with this Inteleon, through the Inteleon, like getting all those cards. So that's a pretty big deal as well. For the energy, just 2 basic Psychic and the 4 Spiral Energies. And then for the trainer cards, getting in here, we got 4 Brawly. So this actually helps us a lot for just having more Rapid Strike cards in the deck, but also our first turn. So either we can open Sobble and use Keep Calling, which is a great thing about this build, the Inteleon build. Now, the Cinccino build did get that Call for Family Mincino, which definitely helps that build out quite a bit to have some kind of Keep Calling attack on like the first turn to just get a bunch of basic Pokemon in play, usually a bunch of Mincinos. But the Brawly in here is also super strong. It's a Rapid Strike card, so we can constantly send it back to the deck to do more damage to Malamar. But on our first turn, and sometimes even later turns in the game, I find myself using this, just getting 3 Rapid Strike Pokemon out early and aggressively really helps us set up super efficiently and really makes things that much easier on our following turns. So the 4 Brawly, the 4 Cynthia's Ambition, of course, drawing up to those 8 cards, like I said, just crazy powerful. That 1 more card than what Bruno gave us is actually just insane. 3 Karina's Focus in here. Karina's Focus is still nice to have as a supporter because sometimes we only have access to like the Octillery or something like that, and just more supporters to have on our first 2 turns of the game. Makes things a little bit easier to make sure we're constantly setting up and doing what we want to do turn to turn. And then once again, another Rapid Strike card, so even if we don't use them throughout the game, we can always just throw them back into the deck and do plus 40 damage. The Pokemon Recovery, we got 2 Ordinary Rod and 1 Rescue Carrier. This is like a little bit, almost just a little bit light. I wouldn't hate another Ordinary Rod, to be honest, but it is just enough to get by in almost every scenario. You just have to be a little bit careful with it sometimes and really figure out what you prized, and if you have to wait to use the Ordinary Rod to recover like 2 Malamar, or same thing with the Rescue Carrier to like recover double Inkay or something like that. So you do have to be careful with your Ordinary Rod and your Rescue Carrier, only playing the 1/1 split. But as long as you check your prize cards and you're aware of what's prized and what you have access to and what kind of matchup you're up against, it's really not that big of a deal. I haven't found it to be anyways yet. 4 Level Ball, 4 Fog Crystal. Fog Crystal are super sick, not only because they find the Inkay and they find the basic energy, but they also help us find the basic energy for that turn 1 Keep Calling play through the Sobble. So it really increased our chance of us getting off that turn 1 Keep Calling if we open the Sobble by, having the Fog Crystal for the basic Psychic Energy. For Evolution Incense, of course, we have a ton of evolutions, a couple Great Balls to kind of fill out the deck more so than anything. We just had a couple spots, and it's like, well, finding Pokemon is just really good in this deck. Couple Great Ball don't hurt. And then I play one Quick Ball. Now, the reason I play this one Quick Ball is for those awkward hands in the mid game or late game where before we use Cynthia's Ambition, we could have like another Cynthia's Ambition in the hand, or maybe we have like a Drizzile in the hand that we don't want there. Like if all of our Sobbles are already Inteleons or Drizziles, maybe we just have like a Drizzile floaty in the hand, or some Pokemon search card that maybe can't be used anymore. Of course, we could always play it, but then we can like search out the Quick Ball with Shady Dealings and then Quick Ball something away, or sometimes we even Quick Ball away the Shady Dealings Inteleon if it's in the hand before Cynthia's Ambition. So just one Quick Ball in here to help Quick Ball away stuff that just aren't Rapid Strike cards. Get rid of them before the Cynthia's Ambition, then play the Cynthia's Ambition. Or if we're trying to dig really hard for something specific off the Cynthia's Ambition, we could play the Quick Ball to get rid of, you know, even something like a Brawly or Karina's Focus, because we can't play that before we see Cynthia's Ambition, and then, you know, just thin out the deck that way. And of course, it can also find us a basic Pokemon, which can be great for finding like Sobbles or Inkays later on in the game. And then of course, for Scoop Up Net, I already talked about the combos. You can do that with like the Inteleon and stuff. Super sick, super good, super strong, super powerful. Play 4 of them because yeah, you can constantly just pick up Rapid Strike Pokemon and make yourself do more damage that way. Of course, like a lot of people probably have gone up against Malamar and seeing your opponent scoop up net your artillery when they're playing this against the Cinccino build, and they're doing plus 80 off that. But you can do the same thing not only with your artillery but also your Inteleon stuff as well. So yeah, 4 scoop up net in here because we do have the Inteleon engine and we can constantly abuse scoop up net around the quick shooting Inteleons or just Inteleon in general. And that's the list, guys. Let's go. Let's get some games and I'll show you guys why Rapid Strike Malamar is so good. All right, here we go. We did win the coin flip, so I will go first. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to go second with this deck, especially on ladder, to be honest. Maybe it's just best to go second because against Mew we definitely want to go second. Definitely want to go second against Mew. Most matchups we're fine going first, though. It does give us an opportunity to maybe get like a cheeky turn 1 knockout or something like that. Fighting Energy, Dark Energy, triple Bird Keeper from my opponent. So I think I'm definitely gonna like having chosen to go first here because I think my opponent is playing some kind of one prize Cinccino box deck, if I had to guess. Now, these matchups can be tough for us because you don't play that much Pokemon Recovery, just the one energy top deck. Yeah, there's the Surfetch. They could even get off a turn 1 attack, to be honest, and that would be really scary. So let's go with bench the Remoraid. I'm thinking Quick Ball the Psychic Energy. The chance that they get off the turn 1 attack is really, really low. I think we'll go Sobble here. And we'll see where it goes from here. It is possible my opponent actually gets the turn 1 KO on the Inkay. Actually, it's not even that ridiculous, to be honest. Actually, I was thinking like they had to use the Surfetch, but they could just do it with like a Hoopa. Or Moltres should be 10 damage short, actually. Hoopa would work, though. What else would work? Hoopa would work. Zapdos would be 10 damage short as well, so they don't have a ton of outs, to be honest. But it looks like we're probably don't need to be worried about that, to be honest. I don't think they're going to go for a turn 1 KO on my Inkay. I think we'll be fine. Now, the other thing about this matchup is we do play Quick Shooting Inteleon, so we can, you know, build up Quick Shootings and get an extra knockout that way at some point. Oh, no, they do have the Hoopa. Oh, they might be able to get the turn 1 knockout here, and that would actually be pretty brutal for us to try and come back from. Oh, they must have it. They had the, yeah. They have to have it here. They just chose to Quick Ball away at net. If they have the Hoopa and the energy, then we're going to be in trouble, and we are in trouble now. This is where things get pretty tough, to be honest. This is where it gets tough. Because we are kind of down that. They got that first knockout, and they could get the first 2 knockouts of the game. And if they get that, I don't know. I don't know if we can make a comeback from that. We're going to try, though. The Remoraid send up another Brawly off the top. I'm going to go with this Brawly here. Inkay, Sobble. Okay. Where do I go from here, though, is a question. I don't actually know what I want to do from here. I don't know what the Shady Dealings. I do have to be scared of Boss, potentially, from them. I think we'll just go with an Evolution Incense. That way they can't. If I go for like a level ball, they could boss kill my Sobble potentially. I think we just pass. I think we just pass. Hope my opponent does not get the knockout this turn, which isn't the easiest thing for them to pull off. I mean, we did see they do play a lot of Bird Keepers, so they definitely can do it. But I'd have to imagine it's not going to be the easiest thing for them to pull off here, because it would involve. I mean, it involves quite a few things. I feel like, yeah, it's very possible that they do not get the KO on my Remoraid here. Oh, and they just have a dead hand, so this is our time to make a comeback here for sure. Top deck is an Ordinary Rod. Definitely don't want to play that yet. Like I mentioned, we don't actually play that many. The Shady Dealings Inteleon. I think I'm gonna go for like net. We could go for like Evolution Incense plus Scoop Up Net. Then go Evolution Incense to grab Octillery. Evolve the Octillery. Rapid Strike Search. Grab. First I want to check my net count actually. Okay, still 3 left. Grab, I don't know. Malamar for the following turn. Then I'm actually going to net reset the Inteleon. Evolve to this Drizzile. I'm going to get another net off this, and I have the Inteleon for the next turn if I want it. Or can make this Drizzile into actually a quick shooting now. Then I'm going to scoop up net the Octillery. Send up the Inkay. I'm actually going to play the Brawly for the turn. Get ourselves some Sobbles. I think I'll leave the Inkay in there because I want to put the Remoraid back down, but I definitely want the Sobbles, to be honest. Remoraid. Yeah, I like how this turn ended up going, to be honest. And then we have 3 in the hand. Okay. For a second, I thought I like messed up and we actually missed the knockout, but no, we got it here. And yeah, keep the Octillery, I think, is going to be the most beneficial thing to keep around here is the Octillery. But yeah, we can't use the Ordinary Rod until our opponent knocks out. Well, I guess now that they took this cheesy turn 1 knockout on the Inkay, we might just wait for them to knock out. We could wait for them to knock out 1 Malamar, to be honest, actually, now. I kind of overthought that for a little bit there. But this is our turn to get ahead in the prize exchange. And if not, we got to look for some big quick shooting plays soon to get back ahead in the prize exchange. That's kind of what we're going to be looking at here. We're going to have to start building up quick shootings on Cincino. But with them being down 2 net, having a 1-card hand, I'm going to go ahead and bet that they're going to have to Gourmandize this turn. And if that is the case, and yeah, there's the Gourmandize, we should be able to get ahead in the prize exchange right here, right now. And then hopefully pull ahead and stay ahead. We'll see. Artillery. We do have to save the rod to recover a Malamar, so I can't use this yet. So we just got to go with the focus for 3. We did get enough to get the KO here, so I could even go Rapid Strike Search. Grab the quick shooting Inteleon, to be honest. Get this thing set up. Like, getting the quick shootings going can be a pretty big difference maker. And then quick shooting the active and then put 3 back in the deck. I guess I could have like kept the Drizzile slot open, but pretty comfortable with this, I think. And then we can go like Ordinary Rod into Ambition next turn. The Inteleon being in the hand is kind of clogging it a little bit, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. My hand is a little bit clogged by that Inteleon, but I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. I think we'll be okay with the Inteleon being there, because like the knockouts are pretty easy in this matchup. We don't need to do, you know, 320 damage KO like an Ice Rider, or 280 to KO an Arceus V-Star. Even the 210 HP of the Sirfetch'd, they got weakness to Psychic, so even that is not too hard to deal with, to be honest. So yeah, there's not really anything too big to have to knock on this matchup. Ooh, the Training Court from my opponent is super nice for us, actually, because now we can kind of recover this basic Psychic. I'm not going to shuffle it back into the deck with the Ordinary Rod. Ordinary Rod will give me a Malamar and an Inkay. That's actually only if, you know, to be honest, I don't know if I prize a Malamar or not. So maybe I still want to hold off on using this Ordinary Rod. I did not check that, so I'm actually not 100% sure on that. Moltres is coming down from my opponent. I assume they have to have something. They got quite a few cards. Them getting the knockout here. I'd be surprised if they didn't get the knockout here. But only one Dark Energy going down to the Moltres. Oh, no. My opponent's in some trouble, actually. Yeah, they might not even get a KO this turn. We might have, like, another turn to kind of just do whatever we want. I'd be able to actually check my deck then and, like, figure out what's prized, what's not. But it's looking like we're in a really good spot at this point now with my opponent seemingly whiffing a knockout here. I mean, they got the Moltres on the bench with the energy, so they can still pull off a KO, but it does not seem likely. I don't think. Yeah, it does not seem likely. I think we're definitely at the advantage as of right now. Go to look to set up a Drizzile to get to that second quick shooting, or maybe utilize that Shady Dealings Intelligence, and then I'm gonna be able to count my Malamars, which is something I probably should have already done. In one prize or matchups, it's super important to count your Malamars and see how the prize trade is going, what they're actually taking knockouts on, and know if you have to save your Ordinary Rod to recover 2 Malamars or not. Because if you, like, if the first thing they knock out is a Malamar, you might need, you know, to make 6 Malamars or whatever. So, gotta be careful with that. Yeah, but slow turn from my opponent. Perfect for us. Another Ambition to the hand. Let's go with that Evolution Incense. 3 Malamars in the deck. And then I believe the last Inkay was in here as well, but I'm gonna go ahead and confirm. Last Inkay in the deck, so we can use the Rod to recover a 1/1 Malamar, and we'll be so far ahead the price rate actually won't matter too much either way. Go ahead, hit some Shady Dealings. Grab my... I don't even know what I want to grab here to be... Does it even matter? Maybe an Evolution Incense to get out the next quick shooting. We could go Level Ball to get the next Drizzile. And have the option for, like, net quick shooting plays. I kind of like that. It also opens up the possibility for quick shooting, and the Shady Dealings. So maybe a little Drizzy Chain in here isn't a terrible thing. And I can just grab that Evolution Incense for the next turn. Okay, seems fine. Rapid Strike Search. Just going to go ahead and find myself a Malamar is fine. We do have to quick shoot in the active here, I guess. I could have made so I don't have to quick shoot in the active. I can start building up quick shootings on this Encino to start to pressure that. They're down to Scoop Up Net. I don't know how many Scoop Up Net they play, to be honest, but I think we're just going to settle for KO in the active. And even actually next turn, to be honest, we just don't have to get a knockout on our next turn. We could whiff the KO and still be just fine and set up to stay ahead in the prize exchange here. I got a little worried when they had that Hoopa play. I was like, all right, we're gonna have to work pretty hard in this one. Or that's what I thought. I thought we're gonna have to work pretty hard all of a sudden. I was like, all right, we gotta get a bunch of quick shootings online. We gotta somehow pull ahead in the prize exchange. I hope they whiff a bigger attack later on. I mean, they don't have a ton of attackers that are actually great in this matchup, to be honest. It's kind of the Moltres. The Hoopa's good early, and they can do some cheesy boss Hoopa plays. They can actually do some cheesy plays with the Zapper Kick as well, because we don't play... oh, we do play Scoop Up Nets, but like that helps, that like forces us to like burn our energy on our Malamar and stuff like that. So they can do some cheesy plays with Zapper Kick as well for low on Scoop Up Nets, but yeah, usually it's hard for them to make us whiff an attack once the game kind of starts rolling like it has been. And I didn't use the Training Court last turn because there was no need to. I could have used it, but yeah, there was no need to use the Training Court last turn, so I just opted not to there. Because it didn't really make a huge difference if I did it now or did it next turn, because I know they only play Training Court. They don't play any other stadiums. I guess I wouldn't be that surprised if they played a collapsed stadium to like help remove like their Surfetched and stuff off the bench. I wouldn't be that surprised if they played like a collapsed stadium, but pretty unlikely. I think they probably just play 2 to 3 Training Courts. So I didn't feel the need to have to use the Training Court now. We don't play our own stadiums anyways. We weren't gonna be countering it anytime soon. But of course I could always use it before I counter it as well. So yeah, I wasn't super worried about it, to be honest. Make do the Mincino, actually. I thought they were gonna bench that for sure. What? This Mincino needs some play time. Why don't you put him in play there? That's actually an interesting choice for my opponent there. Makes me curious to know what the rest of the hand is that they're just gonna give up a Mincino like that. All right, back over to us. Only need 3 for this KO, so should be a pretty easy knockout. Ourselves into a Spiral Energy. So I can go ahead and attach this first to thin out the hand before I Ambition, which I definitely want to do. Have the Malamar. I definitely value getting the Malamar for sure over the quick shooting. And then Ordinary Rod. We need to get back ourselves Malamar and an Inkay, not the energy. We can get that with the Training Quartz at a later point. And then Cynthia's Ambition. Got an Inkay, got some fog crystals. We only need to do 3 like I mentioned. So fog crystal, grab an Inkay, and then Rapid Strike Search. Gonna get the other quick shooting online here and just start pressuring that lone Cincino of theirs, because next turn we could actually take our last 2 KOs if we can find ourselves a scoop up net without having to use the shady dealings. I'm just gonna double quick shooting the Cincino. Another thing is they usually don't play Marnie, so we can also play not having to really worry about our hand getting shuffled, to be honest, knowing our hand is probably gonna stay the way it is. Once again, don't have to use the training court. Same reason as last time, so we can get rid of the Brawly. I didn't notice the Brawly was there. Actually, I was like, okay, we can get rid of Malamar, Inkay, remember, right? But getting rid of the Brawly is that much better. We have the Inkay or the Malamar for next turn. The Fog Crystal can find us the Inkay. The Training Court finds us the Energy, and the Cynthia's Ambitious is going to draw us like a bunch of cards as well. There's Akrina's Focus that'll be making its way back into the deck. But yeah, we are set up beautifully to close this one out on the next turn. It's going to take a miracle from our opponent at this point, or play something that I don't know they play, but I'm pretty sure we have this one basically locked up. They are actually going in with the Surf-Edged V, so they're gonna make it that much easier for us to actually get the win this turn, because now we can just knock out the active. We don't even have to do the whole quick shooting play on our opponent's benched Cincino. We don't even have to get the scoop up net for that quick shooting play. We can just knock out the active if they commit to the Surf-Edge play. They moved it up there like that. I don't see them making a different play at this point. They seem to be kind of locked in with Surf-Edged. Going for a boss. Okay, maybe trying to slow me down. Goes after my artillery, which is fine with me. Artillery doesn't mean too much at this point. And then Meteor Smash. Okay, looking at the hand, we need 3 Rapid Strike cards, and we got 3 in the hand. So that should just be it. That should be game. Yeah, we need 3. We need 1 more here. So I can just go ahead. Fog Crystal. Oh, actually, no, Fog Crystal. I don't know. Fog Crystal would have got it. Fog Crystal would have got it. For some reason in my head, I was like, Fog Crystal doesn't quite get us there. But no, Fog Crystal would have got us there. And then, yeah, Rapid Strike Tentacles. Close it out here. 1, 2, 3. 122, 40. And we get the dub over the counter box. Cincino counter box. Yeah, definitely a favorable matchup overall. Got a little bit worried with that turn 1 Hoopa attack. I was like, oh, shoot, can they pull ahead and stay ahead? But the answer is no. They whiffed the attack after that, and then it was just kind of smooth sailing from there. Lost a coin flip in this one, but I think going second feels better anyways. So I mean, I'm assuming my opponent is choosing to go first here. I guess it's possible they choose to go second, but no, they're choosing to go first. And yeah, going second feels fine, to be honest, especially with like even if we don't open the Sobble, we do play like 4 scoop up net, so there's a good chance we can get into the Sobble. This opening hand has a lot of evolution incense, not as many basics as I would like, so hopefully we top deck like a Brawly or like at least 1 basic Pokemon, to be honest. I just want like one more basic Pokemon of some type. We're up against an Arceus build from my opponent. What kind of Arceus deck is the question, because there are so many. It looks like the Dark Box build could be a little bit more of a like everything box. It might not just be like Moltres and like with the Hoopas and the baby Moltres and the Moltres V. You could have a little bit more to it than that for sure. Top deck Centellion, not great, to be honest. This Keep Calling is going to be pretty weak overall, but we're going with it. Need to get double Inkay. We could just kind of chill for another turn, to be honest, and maybe like Keep Calling again, but that feels pretty weak as well. I don't hate the idea. What if we just went and Keep Calling into Keep Calling? We also did prize a bunch of Malamar pieces. So what if we just went like boom, boom, boom. That's it. And then we just plan to Keep Calling again next turn. I don't hate this. Let's see how this goes, because then we can grab double Inkay. We did prize, like I said, we did prize to Inkay. So like attacking with Malamars early here for potentially like no low damage to like no damage does not sound great. So I almost like the idea of playing it a little bit slower here and doing it like this and just seeing where this goes. A couple stadiums hit the discard pile from my opponent, the training court, the path to the peak as well. Yeah, Arceus V-Star is on the way for sure. They might even go for Boss K on my Remoraid, which I don't really care if they go that route. That's fine with me, to be honest. It's definitely fine with me if they want to go that route. I'll be okay with that. They might go that route. Would not be a terrible play for my opponent, to be honest. When your opponent opens up kind of like this, going for the Chase KO on the Remoraid is definitely not always correct, but definitely better than sometimes when I see people chase the rem rate or the artillery. But this would not be a terrible time to do it, to be honest with how I set up. We can see in my hand, it doesn't hurt me too much, but of course my opponent can't see my hand, so they don't know that. But yeah, it would not hurt here, I don't think, for my opponent to be aggressive like that and go chase knock out my rem rate. We'll see what they end up going with here, though. Bidoof, and I assume a DTE. And then let's see what they knock out here. Could be the active. Like I said, going after the rem rate doesn't seem terrible, and it looks like my opponent is going to go after the rem rate. It'd be really weird if they went after one of my bench Sobbles. So Trinity Nova, goodbye rem rate. All right, we're going to keep calling again this turn. I'm going to set up double Drizile as well. So we have the option to get into like double quick shooting or some shady dealing shenanigans, stuff like that. And then we're going to hope to start to piece together some knockouts. I was thinking about using a Cynthia's here, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to wait off on doing something like that. Sobble back to the active. Draw the Karinas. The thing is, though, actually, what do I get off these Driziles, I guess is the question. A question I currently don't have the answer to as well. I'm going to scroll through the deck again, though. I just want to make sure everything's here. We could end up with an Inkay in the active, to be honest. We could go with a Brawly. I don't hate that. Lets me keep the Sobble around. I kind of like this a little bit more, actually, to be honest, because then I have an out to a Drizile. Of course, we could get bossed again, but maybe not. Drizile, and I think I'm gonna off of this Drizile, I'm just gonna grab Cynthia's Ambition, have in the hand, load it up, ready to go, and then retreat, save the Sobble, give him an Inkay here, and end turn, I guess. And we're looking for a big one-hit KO on the following turn. We're pretty set up at this point, though. Pretty set up. Our hand is pretty good. Marnie could stink. I don't want to say would stink. I think our hand is better than any hand we could get Marnied into. Like, I think this is just better than anything we get Marnie into. But there's a boss from my opponent, so Remraid's going to be going back down here, I think, for sure. My opponent's going to go focus my Remraid again. For this hand, though, I don't really care. They can have that Remraid all day. I am okay with this, to be honest. Do not mind the Remraid going down here. I think we should be able to get the one-hit KO, or close enough that quick shootings would be able to get the one-hit KO on the following turn. That is a Grimmsnarl V. That's a Grimmsnarl V. That's that's a Grimmsnarl. I don't even know what Grimmsnarl VMAX does. Are they playing it just for the V, possibly? I don't think so. Spiky Knuckle just seems pretty bad. So it's got to be for the VMAX. I don't know what the VMAX does. Not going to lie. Here we go. Lost our Remraid, but like I said, don't mind it too much. Especially with 2 NK prized. I don't mind it too much at all. Into a Brawly. Go ahead and evolve. Catch a Spiral Energy. And then Cynthia's Ambition for 4. See what we get. Oof. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. We might even... We have the KO. We definitely have the KO. Definitely have the KO. So I can go for the quick shooting. Do a little neck combo here. So currently we're swinging for 60. If we go quick shooting active and then scoop up net, then I actually want to go shady dealings. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself. I do want to set up my artillery. I'm not gonna, I do want an artillery at some point. Level ball. Grab myself a... Ooh, well, no, it has to be the Sobble. Gotta go with the Sobble here. Okay, get the Sobble. Rescue Carrier. And, I mean, we're just gonna go ahead and abuse this. Well, how much damage are we hitting for now? We're hitting for 320. So, we can go... Bench Remraid. Now we're hitting for 380. So, if I evolve to the quick shooting the active, and bench a Sobble, we should still be able to get the knockout. How much are we doing? Oh, no, I can't bench the Sobble. Doing 240. Okay, so quick shooting the active. I'm not allowed to bench the Sobble. shooting the active. And then 2-4. I like miscounted there. Thought I could bench the Sobble as well. I would like to bench the Sobble, but I like the Remoraid in play. We get the quick shooting back in play. I'd rather have the quick shooting be in play than in hand. We want to have that set up in play. It does so much for us to have that in play. So that's where we want it. 2 prize cards to work with as well. The Inkay is great. The Ordinary Rod is great. Okay, we're kind of cooking here. You keep on. The Grimmsnarl send up. So here comes the Grimmsnarl VMAX. This thing is going to be pretty big. This thing might be tough for us to KO on this turn. We'll see. We'll see. Let's read this thing. I mean, they're doing how much damage? 170 plus 50 for each extra dark energy attached to this Pokemon in addition to this attack's cost only. So you can get up to 270 damage. They play Leon. That's a lot of dark energy you need, though. You need 5 on this to kind of cap out. That's a lot of dark energy. Definitely a lot of dark energy. Okay, we're just kind of throw everything at this turn and see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're going to be throwing a lot of stuff at this Grimmsnarl and hoping for the best. Luminion. So I think they're going back for that boss. They just love a boss KO on my Remoraid. They hate my Remoraid. I don't know why. They just do. They hate Remoraid. And once again, like I said, Remoraid's not that big of a deal in general at this point. The Drizzile would probably be a better target, or even the Quick Shooting Inteleon, because like basically what I can do with Octillery, like if I have a Malamar set up, there's nothing for Octillery to find, right? Because I have the Malamar, I have the energy. That's what Octillery would find. So without that, there's nothing there for it to find. Oh, they actually run to the Arceus here. This is actually a big mistake for my opponent, I think, because Arceus is a little bit easier to knock out, which gives us turn to like Quick Shooting, build up Quick Shooting damage on the VMAX. So actually, I think this is a huge mistake for my opponent here. I think they're definitely messing up on this one. We got the Ordinary Rod, so we'll recover the Remoraid once again and try and get it into play. I mean, I do want an Octillery, but once we've established like quick shootings and stuff, it doesn't matter that much to lose the Remoraid, to be honest. It's like whatever. Definitely not that big of a deal. All right. Top deck Remoraid. Shady dealings. Gonna get ourselves the Cynthia's Ambition and a Scoop Up Net, I want to say. Is there something else that I could like play down right now that would feel a little bit better to just have in play? I wouldn't mind a Sobble in play, to be honest. We'll just Scoop Up Net. Attach here. Ordinary Rod. Get the Remoraid, get the Psychic Energy. Remoraid down. I want to get a Sobble down, not this Inkay, so I think I'm just going to hold the Inkay. Oof, we did not draw. Ooh. Not draw a ton of options here, to be honest. How much can we hit for right now? 160. Okay. So Fog Crystal. Is there even... there's no Inkay in the deck. Ooh, this is not good. You might be looking for like a 2-hit KO on this and just trying to set up this turn, to be honest. We're swinging for... we could get the KO if I went quick shooting the... I could quick shooting this. We can kind of chill for a turn, I guess. I like the idea of just chilling for a turn. Between 200 could get to 280. The Inkay being prized is kind of a stinker here. Yeah, prizing an Inkay here is kind of stinky. I'm gonna throw down Sobble, net the Inteleon, because we have time to put this together, this play together. I feel like we don't have to do it right now. Also Malamar. I'm gonna go ahead and quick shooting the Grimmsnarl here. I think it sets us up best overall. I'm just gonna kind of punch the active for a little bit here, just a wee bit. 120, sure. I'm fine with that. Just a little setup knockout. They only have 2 attackers set up in play. If they do play some kind of weird one-prize Pokemon, that could really throw us off at the end of this game, to be honest. But I'm expecting Arceus into Grimmsnarl to be their last 2 attackers or whatever. So I think we should be able to clean up the game knowing that that's probably going to be their route. Let's see if they have another boss here for my Octillery. Not having been able to establish up to this point has been annoying, I'm not going to lie. I'm glad my quick shooting has stayed online this long though as well. So like I said, quick shooting is kind of the bigger deal because it just does more damage, right? Like it's the same thing as artillery. Like if you scoop up net artillery, you're doing plus 80. If you scoop up net the quick shooting Inteleon, you're doing plus 80 as well, but you also get the quick shooting, so you're doing like like 100 damage on that play. So definitely a little bit more valuable. Of course, I would like to have the artillery out there. My opponent's been making that very difficult up to this point, expending their Luminian and their Eldegoss and their Starbirth to keep my armor rate out of play. But I think we've got it to stick this time. I think it's going to be stuck this time. I don't think they can stop me with this one. And we should have an Cynthia's Ambition left in the deck for sure. So that's what we'll Shady Dealings into here. And should easily be able to get a knockout on the Arceus and start building up more quick shootings on this Grimmsnarl. And then I feel like we're going to be in a pretty good spot going into this. Oh, they do play one prize Pokemon. They have a lot of energy in play, though. Getting enough energy for that, I feel like maybe just wouldn't happen. They have, yeah, 2, 5, 10 dark energy in play total. So they do play the one prizer in the Moltres, but probably wouldn't have been able to set it up, to be honest. So probably nothing to have ever been afraid of overall. I think we were always kind of always gonna kind of not have to worry about it. They are switching out, and they are going with the Grimmsnarl, so we're gonna need a little bit bigger of a hit this turn potentially. More incisors happening. I guess they could switch back to the Arceus. I don't see why they didn't just attack with the Grimmsnarl on the previous turn, like I mentioned. So I mean, this makes sense to me. They've got how much HP left? 310. So quick shooting on the active doesn't make a huge difference. There's a Marnie that could make a huge difference. We don't have an immediate setup for the Cynthia's Ambition. Maybe we'll draw into it though. No, the answer is no out to the Cynthia's Ambition. Actually, this is a terrible hand to potentially get this KO here. This is actually, oh man, this is actually bad. We'll see. Go Malamar. You might have to go with Ocarina's Focus. Okay, top deck for the Cynthia's Ambition. Love to see it. That was huge. That was huge. The Ambition, so many more cards to be seen. And I'll give up this. I don't love losing a Rapid Strike card here, but I just want to grab this Inkay and put the energy on it as well. Draw like a fresh... I just want to draw the scoop. I'm going to give myself more outs to draw Scoop Up Nets and Drizzile, to be honest. Last Ambition in the deck. Inkay, energy, and then Ambition for 8. So pretty good hand for my opponent, to be honest. I did hook it up a little bit. So the Fall Crystal once again is dead. Get the Drizzile or the net. So how much damage are we doing now? We're doing 200. We get to 280. We can get there. So I can go Drizzile. Scoop up net. Quick shooting. Doesn't make a difference on the active, like I said. So we'll throw it to the Arceus. And then Octillery, Rapid Strike Search. Just grab whatever. Just a Rapid Strike card is all going back to the deck. Unless I miscounted and I get to actually keep one more of these cards than I thought. But I think they all go back here. 320. Yep. Send them all back. Could use the Fog Crystal, to be honest, because there's nothing else left to get with the Fog Crystal. Although it would become an out to an Inkay, but that doesn't matter. We could get the energy, but also that doesn't matter. So I think I'm just going to play the Fog Crystal. I don't really want to draw into it. Fog Crystal, kind of trash at this point. 320 on the way. I would have loved to have kept around, like, the Sobble, so that I had the Sobble Drizzile combo. If we get Marnied here, well, I guess we're hoping to draw into Inteleon. But the Cynthia's Ambition is prized, so there's a good chance we draw it here. We did draw it. So it's also possible that my opponent just doesn't have another Marnie to throw at us, or can't find a Marnie to throw at us. They are down, what, 2 of them? No, just 1, actually. They probably don't play a ton of Marnie in a deck like this because they have the B-Barrels for draw, so they want to be playing those more impactful utility supporters turn to turn. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't play that. But let's see if they have that one prize Pokemon I was talking about. Like, if they have a one prizer to attack with here... Oh, no, because we did KO the Grimmsnarl. Now, the one prizer doesn't matter, actually. If they had sent up a 2 prizer into a 1 prizer into the Grimmsnarl, then we would have been in trouble. But they've gone 3 prizer into... Now it doesn't matter if they set up a 1-prizer. So actually, we're in a really, really good spot here. That doesn't even matter if they have some kind of 1-prize shenanigans. They're actually going for a boss's orders. Am I out of scoop up net? Actually, is a question. No, I have 1 scoop up net left. But it is my last prize card, I believe. Once again, bullying my artillery. KOing my artillery, bullying my artillery. To hope that is enough to slow me down. Leave my poor artillery alone, man. What the heck? All right, we are swinging for 80 damage. Swinging for 120 damage now. So we are close, but not quite there. Just going to go and throw the Psychic Energy in play. Cynthia's Ambition, and this should definitely, yeah, give us enough to KO this Arceus, no problem. 200 on the way, and could have done quite a bit more damage, to be honest, if we wanted to. But don't need more than 200, so let's go ahead and clean this Arceus up. Walk away with this dub, where my opponent was just constantly bullying my poor squids, man. My poor squids, that poor octillery, the poor octopus. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video with the Malamar and you like the Malamar deck in general, be sure to give the video a like. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.